Okay, today I'm going to be talking about my classroom management project. So for my classroom management project, I chose to do Albert Lee High School, is where I went to school. It's an 8th through 12th grade building. The town population is 18,000. The school population is 1,500. It's in Albert Lee, Minnesota. It's kind of out on the edge of town, north end edge of town. It's a multicultural and diverse school. The students that I'll be teaching are at a level 2. The school involves 5 SPED classrooms. It has 2 LD classrooms, 2 DCD classrooms that are connected, and 1 EBD classroom. Some school-wide expectations that are at the high school are be responsible, be safe, be respectful, be prepared, be positive. And then something I added was high expectations equals high achievement for those expectations that are provided. My PBIS plan is, I spelled out tigers. I got this from a website that I sourced. So I have the classroom, hallway, bathroom, and outside. So for under teamwork for classroom, I have positive body language. In hallway, I have walk while talking. In the bathroom, I said leave area clean. For outside, I said work to keep it clean outside too. That's like picking up trash, throwing away your trash. And then for integrity for the classroom, I put inside voices. For the hallway, I put inside voices as well. And then for bathroom and outside, I put use appropriate language and voice volume. Under goals, in the classroom, I put do our best work. For hallway, I put use personal space. Bathroom, wash hands and get back to class soon. And outside, follow signs. Follow those road signs that need to be followed every day. Under empathy, I put golden rule for classroom. Hallway, helping others. Bathroom, stop unkind behavior that you see. Outside, using positive behavior. Under responsibility, I put prepared, being prepared, and being a good listener in the classroom. For the hallway, keeping it clean and being on time to your classes. Bathroom, respect others, treat others with respect. Outside, clean up our trash. And lastly, for safety, I put classroom, follow directions. Hallway, walk. Bathroom, report issues to adults. And then outside, reporting those issues to adults as well. My class description, the classroom is a level 2 LD classroom that involves writing and reading. I chose my classroom to be LD pull-out classroom because that is what I wish my future classroom would be while in a middle school or high school. I know that I won't be able to choose that it's a pull-out classroom, but I feel like that's a good way to get those kids that need that reading and writing help to come into my classroom instead of me having to push them back in. I like the LD aspect because I get the privilege to teach lessons in front of my students every day, along with help them create and maintain goals. I will receive a para for my students that need it. I will not have a para at all times in my classroom. Some student information of mine. I'll have 24 students from 8th to 12th grade on my caseload. I'll only have 8 students per class period. The students have a learning disability in either reading, writing, or both. So not all my students are with me for both reading and writing. So I do have a total of 12 students who I see for reading and writing. 2 only see me so I have a total of 12 students who see me for both reading and writing. 2 only see me for just reading, and 2 only see me for just writing. My daily schedule is normal. I get there at 7:30, get ready for the day, get my classroom ready, and then at 8 I have my first class of 8th grade writing. And then at 8:50, I'll have my 9th grade, 9:40, 10th grade, 8:30. Then I start my 8th grade reading. At 11:20, I'll take my lunch break. 12:05, I'll have my 9th grade reading. 12:55, my 10th grade reading. And then at 1:45 to 2:30, I will have resource help. So maybe kids that are struggling will just come back in from any gen ed classrooms, or I'll go to my study hall, to my kids' study hall, and check if they need any help or how they're doing. And then from 2:35 to 3:20, I know it's kind of cut off. That'll be my prep. And then on the right, it says, I chose this schedule because of one of my mentor teachers had the similar schedule, and it worked out smooth for her to have one subject in the morning and the other in the afternoon. My physical space / layout. For my LD reading and writing classroom, this is my layout. It's on Padlet. I'll post that on Padlet for you to see. My classroom is about 12 feet by 12 feet. I'll have 8 desks, 2 teacher desks, 1 U-shaped desk for students to come to me during work time. I'll have 3 bookshelves, not big bookshelves, just small ones. 1 full of AR books, 1 for turning in assignments, and 1 for new assignments. For the new assignments, I'll put in their folder what they need to work on that day or what we are working on that day. And if they're not finished, they'll put it back in there, and the next day they can pick up where they started. Where they ended off. I set my classroom this way because I'm not expecting a big classroom, and I will have to make sure I have all materials and storage I need to make my students successful every day. An attention signal that I think is just simple, and I feel like a lot of people use it, is the clapping signal. Teachers clap and the students will echo the clapping. This will be used for students so students stay focused and give high attention. I will use it because it is simple and an easy way to get students' attention and making sure they are listening and following their expectations. My beginning routine that I chose, I kind of went off one of my mentor teachers because I just enjoyed being in our classroom. For my reading class, I will start by having them get out their AR books and read for the first 10 minutes of the class period. I chose this because it's important to have those students be reading AR books and trying to improve their level because they are in my classroom because possibly their reading level is very low. So we got to work on the AR, getting their grade level up to their level. At the beginning of my writing class, I will start by having my students get out a scratch piece of paper and following a writing prompt that I put on the board. I chose this routine because I believe it will help get their brains thinking and working hard at making improvements with their writing skills each and every day for just that first 5-10 minutes. My ending routines, it's going to be the same for reading and writing. I'll have my students write in their planners what we did that day, clear off their desk with their belongings, pick them up, turn in any assignments, and push in their chairs. I chose this routine because it allows the students to think back at what they did that day, clean up and be responsible according to the school-wide expectations, and in order to get ready for their next class, it helps them think about what they're going to be doing next. Some of my classroom rules I chose, be responsible, be safe. It's the same as my school-wide expectations. Be prepared, be positive. And then I added the high expectations equals high achievement. These are going to be posted at the front of my classroom next to my I can statements for their reading and writing curriculum. The I can statements will just say like, I can improve my AR points by 0.20 this week or something like that. These are determined by students and I on the first week of school. My students may not be taught about rules. They should just be reminded of them. Beginning of the day, reminding students to follow those expectations just by simply pointing and saying them once. My consequences that I chose are 2 reminders, then separated from the class. Maybe that's just being outside of my classroom for a little bit, taking a break, or just possibly heading down to the office. It doesn't matter. It depends on the situation. I chose these because they are simple and easy to understand for high schoolers. Student work. When my students are having issues with handing in work on time, they will get 1 day after the due date to turn it in to me. If not turned in after that 1 day, it will get 10 to 15% of the assignment docked off, depending on how many days it took them to turn it in. And there's my source for my PBIS. Thank you for listening.